Major Mohammed Ali Shah with us on the broadcast. Major Shah, as I was asking, of course, in terms of updates, we will continue to give those to our viewers. But just before that, we were speaking to a girl whose grandmother has been kidnapped by the Hamas terrorists. What do you think could be the plan of action of the Israeli authorities right now in order to ensure that at least the hostages are brought back safely?
Well, it is indeed very, very disturbing and distressing, in fact, when we see that people, the Hamas terrorists, they are kidnapping people and the loss of humanity is going on and people are actually in front of, they are being executed in front of their family members, their near and dear ones. It is extremely sad, distressing. Now, how do we get them back? How do we negotiate with them? How do you negotiate with a group which has gone berserk completely? How do you negotiate with these the terrorists? You can't. I mean, it is very, very difficult. It's a very precarious situation. You are actually walking a very tight rope here. I mean, you have to, because it's a matter of time. You never know what can happen the next moment, when, how somebody can just go rogue. One of them. It is extremely difficult now. It is not even an airline that you have, God forbid, you have hijacked and you have held people hostage. It's not even that. So what is it? It is basically old grudges which they have felt that the Israelis have been unfair to them. They are taking that out. Now that is a very precarious situation. No diplomacy can actually help in this. Only thing at that moment can be between there's something called as Stockholm syndrome, and there's something known as the Stockholm syndrome in reverse. This term was coined in Stockholm by Patty Hearst, who took a liking to her kidnappers. She was a millionaire's daughter, and the next day she joined the kidnappers in robbing a bank, and everyone thought, what's gone wrong with her? So I mean, in such a situation, when you are taken captive and you are expecting to be hurt, humiliated, or perhaps killed by the people who have captured you, and how do you win their heart? How do you negotiate with them? That is a very tricky situation. Now, if you say diplomacy, if you say political, itna time nahi hoega. By the time you actually come onto the channel for diplomatic talks, these guys will just go berserk. And the way things are going over there, the videos and the images that I have seen, it is indeed very distressing, extremely disturbing, and it is a loss of humanity, I would say. Now, I really wish there was some sense. You can only expect a miracle to happen. I'm being very, very practical. It's very easy to say that, oh, diplomatic talks and this talk and that talk. But let me tell you on ground, because I have been in a situation like that. There was a time when they were insurgents in the northeast part of India, without divulging much into details, but we were taken captive by the insurgents as soldiers. 5 of us. We came out from that camp, unharmed, without a scratch. We have gone through that situation, so I know exactly what it can mean and how dangerous the situation can be. It can be extremely, extremely dangerous, crucial, critical. So now it is the person who is in that situation, who is going through that. Only that person knows about the fear that would involve in that situation. And the person who's held you captive, God knows what. I can't even imagine what the people who have been taken captive, none of us can even imagine what they would be going through actually. So, well, there have been a lot of peace accords. There have been the Oslo Pact, there have been two-state theories, there have been right from 1917 to the end of 19th century to the middle of 20th century. You can talk about the 1947 to 1949 war. You can talk about a treaty by the UN. You can talk about 1979, what happened. You can talk about various things. But by the time we do all that, the militants who have taken hostage, they will, unfortunately, my heart goes out, my heart sinks while saying it. It's unpredictable.
Absolutely. Major Shah, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast.